Yeah, you asked about overjustification, and
Yeah.
let me explain to you what that means. This is overjustification effect.
Mm.
Let's say you have an internal motivator. Let's say, here's the example. You work at a veterinary hospital because you love animals, and you do it as a volunteer. You don't get paid. You do it because you love animals. It makes you feel good, and you like wildlife, blah, blah, blah. Let's say the veterinary hospital says, hey, guess what, Joe? We're going to hire you now. We're going to pay you. You're such a good volunteer. We want to make you a staff member. And so we're going to pay you to do this. Okay, fine. I mean, I'll take some money. So you take this money, you're doing well, you're making decent money. So not only are you doing something you like, but now you're getting paid for it. What happens sometimes is, what if all of a sudden the hospital says, listen, we got budget cuts and, we can't pay you anymore. Sometimes people will say, okay, I'm done. You can't pay me, I'm done. What's happened now is your internal motivator, which is how you started, to be with the animals and to be satisfied with that, has now been overtaken by the external motivator, which is the payment you're getting. And now you have what's called the overjustification effect. And so now your external motivator has diminished your internal motivator. And that's the one thing people have to be careful of when it comes to motivation. You got to make sure that if there is an external motivator connected to your internal, that you never allow that external to overtake what the original drive was in your motivation.
How do you get through that, right? So if you had that initial thing where you wanted to volunteer and animal shelter, whatever, and then all of a sudden something else came in, and what happens in that situation?
Awareness. The only way to get through it is awareness. You have to remind yourself that, the money's good, and I'm now able to eat out, pay my car note a little better, but you have to still stay grounded to understand that my passion, you always have to have a clear vision of your passion. I'm being driven not because I can do these other things, and I'm actually willing to do without these things if it comes down to it, but I still have my base, which is my passion for being with the animals. So it's just a matter of constantly being self-aware of where you are and what your original intent was and your original motivation.
Okay.
It's not easy, but you got to do it.
Yeah.